Good evening again, officially. In today's lesson, we're discussing and learning some important aspects of critical thinking. Okay. Now, you probably have some ideas about what critical thinking is, and that's something that is your previous knowledge. That is something that we're going to prove in a couple of minutes, okay? Because we're gonna have a short discussion about your ideas of critical thinking, okay? As I was saying at the beginning when I wasn't recording, this topic is really, really useful in education and in many aspects of your life. So for today's week, we have this introduction that it says critical thinking is one of the most effective skills that students should have. Nowadays, most of teachers try to develop this skill in students so they can develop their abilities easily. Okay, you probably have an idea about where this topic goes. For example, maybe comparing traditional education versus modern education. Maybe you can have, an idea about what critical thinking is. Since in the past we had teachers that should ask us for learning stuff, memorizing, and just writing, okay? And the teacher was always right. And if you corrected the teacher, then the teacher got mad at you and you were his enemy. So all those stuff are part of the past. Now, with modern teaching styles, teachers, thanks God, have focused on critical thinking. And nowadays, one of the most effective skills that people and professionals need are it's basically critical thinking. And you will realize about that in every aspects of your life, because most of the time, most of the things that you decide, you are using critical thinking. And we don't usually use critical thinking. Something happens. Sometimes we make mistakes because we don't really think about the decisions that we take. So, so here we have these two questions that we're going to discuss in small groups. But first, we're going to read them, okay? And we're going to um, bring out our schemata, okay? It says, what comes to your mind when listening to the word, well, the words would be, because there are two words, critical thinking, okay? How do we develop critical thinking, okay? So if you guys have an idea about what is critical thinking or about what critical thinking is, I want you to share, okay, with your classmates in a couple of minutes, not right now, okay? Then we have, how do we develop critical thinking? For example, if we have here people that have taught classes before that, or that have read about this, then you can share, okay? Well, I know these activities for developing critical thinking. Or even if you haven't taught a class or if you haven't read, maybe you have seen your teachers, right? And you can give ideas, and that's good. All right, so we're going to work in small groups and we're going to discuss. But first, we're going to read this quotation that it was written by Albert Einstein, okay? It says, education is not the learning of facts. Hmm? Check this out. Education is not the learning of facts, but training the mind to think. Hmm. Pretty interesting, right? So right now, guys, in small groups, let me see. Okay, we're gonna, I'm sorry. We're gonna work in group of 4 to 5 students, okay, in the breakout rooms. And I want you to discuss the two questions that we have here. The first one, remember, what comes to your mind when listening to the words critical thinking? And number two, how do we develop critical thinking? Okay. Now, during the breakout rooms, I want you to participate and talk. If you don't know, you guess, okay? You try to guess, give your best guess, and you explain, well, I think it's this and this and this. It doesn't matter if you think that you are right or you are wrong, okay? The intention of this activity is to bring or to recall your previous knowledge, okay? To bring ideas, okay? So that is the whole intention, okay? I'm not looking for perfection. I'm not looking for perfect concepts or ideas. It's just an interaction, okay? We learn from our classmates as well, okay? So I'm going to create the groups of 5 members. I hope you enjoy, okay? Go and talk.
Who else is there?
Hi.
Hi, Dennis. I think I know all of you.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know Junior,
Carla
Oscar.
Alvarez. I think I.
Hi.
Yeah, I know
Hi,
you.
Carla.
I know. Yeah. So what was the question?
The question is, what comes to your mind when listening to words critical thinking?
What comes to my mind is any activity or any process that make you think. That's what comes to my mind. Like
Mm-hmm.
anything that, like a puzzle that have you thinking a lot to solve it. So that will be something that comes to my mind. I don't know about you guys.
Interesting.
What about you, Dennis or Carla?
Well,
Uh, mm,
oh, Paul, keep going, Carla.
okay. For me, critical thinking have the objective analysis and evaluation of issues in order to form judgment. Oh, I don't know what
Yeah,
can I
Yeah, I
say.
agree with you. And I agree with you.
Involves the evaluation of source, like analyze the information about some problem, some situation, different situation, like this.
Yeah, it's true. So, in my opinion, when you say or when you read about critical thinking, is when you analyze, as
Hmm.
Kenya say, and have the ability, as Eileen
think um hello. I think critical thinking is like having an idea, an specific idea, and use the logical thinking, logical opinions about something, or maybe um, maybe can be about to do something.
That one, what is critical thinking is the first one, and the second one was where how we develop the critical thinking. And you were talking about that we develop the critical thinking through solving problems that we usually live in our daily lives, how we attend to those and think how we are going to solve and look for solutions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got it. I got it. Thank you.
So did everybody participate in this group?
Yeah, yes, Mr.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so you done?
Yes, Mr.
All right,
Yes.
okay.
Hi.
Hi, Crisia, how you doing?
Mm, Well, actually thinking about the questions.
Thinking about the questions. Well, in a couple of minutes, you will clarify your questions because we're going to share and we're going to also watch a short video about critical thinking and some tips for improving your critical thinking skill.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
So relax. Right now it's just the warm up, you know, just to warm up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay. I have a question for you girls. You could help me this type of groups, mini groups, in which way I can do it. If I'm doing a class, for example, when I will do the teaching practice, I don't know if someone can help me.
Okay. So we have discussed a little bit. We're just waiting for everybody to come back. They have around 60 seconds for ending their discussions. I hope you guys have talked and shared ideas about critical thinking. I was talking to one of the groups and I was telling them that in a couple of minutes we will be watching a short video about what critical thinking is, and we're gonna be also learning some tips for improving our critical thinking skills. So we're gonna wait a little bit for the rest to come back, and then we continue. Okay, then I'll share the video. There are two groups that haven't finished yet. Okay, 20 more seconds. Ah, there it is. There it is. All right. Okay. So now that everybody's here, I'm going to share a video. I'm going to share a video with you. It's a short video about critical thinking. I hope you like it, and I hope this is helpful for developing, you know, your critical thinking skills and to clarify some ideas about the topic. Okay, so let me share it. Let me know, guys, if you can listen. Okay, if you can listen to it, because sometimes I have to. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna try. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see the YouTube web page?
Yeah.
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 Now I'm
It's
gonna play
edit.
it. I'm gonna play it, and you tell me if you listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we can leave.
All right. Good. Okay. Okay. So this video lasts 5 minutes. Well, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Pay attention because after this video, we're going to have another discussion. But now we're going to have a clear idea about critical thinking. And also we're going to have some tips. Okay. So enjoy it. And let's watch it.
Every day, a sea of decisions stretches before us. Some are small and unimportant, but others have a larger impact on our lives. For example, which politician should I vote for? Should I try the latest diet craze? Or will email make me a millionaire? We're bombarded with so many decisions that it's impossible to make a perfect choice every time. But there are many ways to improve our chances, and one particularly effective technique is critical thinking. This is a way of approaching a question that allows us to carefully deconstruct a situation, reveal its hidden issues, such as bias and manipulation, and make the best decision. If the critical part sounds negative, that's because, in a way, it is. Rather than choosing an answer because it feels right, a person who uses critical thinking subjects all available options to scrutiny and skepticism. Using the tools at their disposal, they'll eliminate everything but the most useful and reliable information. There are many different ways of approaching critical thinking, but here's one 5-step process that may help you solve any number of problems. 1. Formulate your question. In other words, know what you're looking for. This isn't always as straightforward as it sounds. For example, if you're deciding whether to try out the newest diet craze, your reasons for doing so may be obscured by other factors, like claims that you'll see results in just 2 weeks. But if you approach the situation with a clear view of what you're actually trying to accomplish by dieting, whether that's weight loss, better nutrition, or having more energy, that'll equip you to sift through this information critically, find what you're looking for, and decide whether the new fad really suits your needs. 2. Gather your information. There's lots of it out there, so having a clear idea of your question will help you determine what's relevant. If you're trying to decide on a diet to improve your nutrition, you may ask an expert for their advice or seek other people's testimonies. Information gathering helps you weigh different options, moving you closer to a decision that meets your goal. 3. Apply the information, something you do by asking critical questions. Facing a decision, ask yourself, what concepts are at work? What assumptions exist? Is my interpretation of the information logically sound? For example, in an email that promises you millions, you should consider, what is shaping my approach to this situation? Do I assume the sender is telling the truth? Based on the evidence, is it logical to assume I'll win any money? 4. Consider the implications. Imagine it's election time, and you've selected a political candidate based on their promise to make it cheaper for drivers to fill up on gas. At first glance, that seems great, but what about the long-term environmental effects? If gasoline use is less restricted by cost, this could also cause a huge surge in air pollution, an unintended consequence that's important to think about. 5. Explore other points of view. Ask yourself why so many people are drawn to the policies of the opposing political candidate. Even if you disagree with everything that candidate says, exploring the full spectrum of viewpoints might explain why some policies that don't seem valid to you appeal to others. This will allow you to explore alternatives, evaluate your own choices, and ultimately help you make more informed decisions. This 5-step process is just one tool, and it certainly won't eradicate difficult decisions from our lives, but it can help us increase the number of positive choices we make. Critical thinking can give us the tools to sift through a sea of information and find what we're looking for. And if enough of us use it, it has the power to make the world a more reasonable place.
All right. So after watching your video, maybe now you have a clear idea, and maybe now you can also think about how many aspects of life does this topic covers. All right, because in the video they even mention it, like how to select or how to vote, you know, which is one of the important aspects of our life. Now, applying these to education, maybe you can gather all this information and start thinking where this topic goes, you know? Right now, we're gonna create another discussion group, okay? We have 8 minutes. Well, we're going to discuss for about 5 minutes. Now that you have a, you know, a clear idea about the topic, and you're going to discuss the same 2 questions, okay? But now you have more information, and now you can provide a better concept, okay? So let's go in the groups and discuss. We're gonna have 5 minutes, okay? Exactly, so let's go.
Well, I have the same opinion, but I I get some details according with the video, like exploring of the other opinions of you. Because I think that, well, you have to think you made the right decision when you have any problems. But according with the video, you have 5 steps that you have to follow, like in any issues. So you have to think more and more time that you resolve any problems. That's what I think.
So you guys finish here? Hello? Did you girls finish? Brenda, Crisia, and Alexandra? And Vanessa as well. Do you guys finish discussing?
in your life. And I remember only this image in my mind.
Yeah, that's nice. Kenya, what's your point of view?
Just thinking.
I don't know.
Just
I
thinking.
think it's about analyzing like the good or bad of things or information. Maybe is like I don't know, make a reasonable judgment, como hacer un razonamiento like this, or
Me, as I said before, what comes to my mind it's an image of a man or a woman with a bubble on the head, like thinking. That's what basically comes to my mind when I see the words critical thinking. Someone thinking, because that's basically critical thinking, like a process of the people processing the mind. So, and that's basically. So,
Okay, so we'll finish discussing. In a couple of seconds, more students are, coming back because I'm about to finish the breakout rooms. Okay. All right, guys. We have about 1 more minute for this call. I will ask you to join the video conference one more time, because our time it's over. Okay, we have just 1 minute, if I'm not wrong, or less than that. So please join the video conference one more time. Okay. So I'll see you in in 1 minute or less than that.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you then.